Peace and love. Welcome in. This is Miss May, and welcome to FMR1. It's been a minute since I've made another video. Those tuning in, this is my third video. This is just me expressing my experience. Whatever I undergo, if it be something creative or a challenging period in my life, or anything new that I learned, I'll definitely be sharing it here. It's so important to communicate, and this is just a step forward for me in my journey to be able to communicate. I wanted to share today about what I've been doing since the last time I came on here, as well as how I've been feeling through the retrograde and the eclipse. Again, this is FMR1, Feminine Masculine R1, and welcome. So, I just stumbled upon wanting to create merch for my FMR1 business. Before that, I've been feeling like something different is coming my way. Definitely couldn't put my finger on it. Did not see it being merch, putting FMR1 on, the merch was something that I did not see coming. But I was able to pull it off in such a short time, and it was the best decision ever, to want to be involved, more creative, on another project, and here it is. Again, if you would like to check out the merch, you can check me out on fmr1.myspreadshop.com. Definitely amazed by different things that I've created, and how far you can go on this platform, on the merch. Definitely happy about that. But before the retrograde, before the eclipse, normally I would have to be reflecting on some part of my life, nothing to where I'm launching or creating. This is definitely a different feel. Usually when I create or come with a new project, it's never under a time like this. So I wanted to share that, I was more in pursuit of my creativity and how far I can go with that. And I stumbled upon wanting to create merch. It was an opportunity that was available. Didn't take much of anything but my time, and I was able to squeeze it in with whatever I have going on in my life now. And it seems to work out. It's a positive feel that I'm feeling. Even with the retrograde going on, I feel like I have more, I feel like, I just want to stay consistent on what I'm passionate about, It just, the more I dig deep and dive deep in that, it surprises me, and I love the feeling. I did somewhat have to reflect on a few things from my past that may have trickled down to where I'm at today. It's slowly dissolving. The bad times, the good times. Trying to really feel what it is that is showing up right now when it comes to that part of my life. And this time, instead of, oh my goodness, it's the retrograde, here we go again, I was more wanting to anticipate at this time with that extra creative passion that's flowing through me. On top of that, just wanting to be more understanding. Another thing that I've been trying to, not trying to, that I have been manifesting is having more compassion for myself and others that I encounter, no matter what it looks like. I want to show up like that. It's a different time for me. I just anticipating everything, and in return, you have a moment to have space in your mind to say, okay, let's do this, let's do that, let's launch this, let's and the bonus for me is the fact that it fits in with my schedule. I am a full-time mom. I am a homeschool teacher to my children, as well as a full-time businesswoman. Um, and other activities outside of my business, handling the home, and as well as taking care of my family and my husband. So, having all that and to squeeze this in, it really does feel good to know that it can work, you know. It's one way looking at it, like, how am I going to be able to? But, when you really do it, you kind of just piece everything together. So, yeah, I'm really happy about that. So far, so good. I'm not as emotional, during this period as I normally am. I'm very, um, I don't know, I can cry the good or the bad. Like if I feel so passionate, like this love that comes from my heart, like there are times where you just see something so wonderful or you feel something so wonderful, that love, words can't describe it, but when I do get emotional on something that feels really good, it's a good feeling. I like to feel that. And also, the things that hurt, right? The parts that we don't like, to have to reflect on, it does also cause a reaction to where it's, oh, well, those are tears of sadness, but definitely feeling those out, knowing how to maintain my emotions, having more understanding this time around, and having more compassion for myself, as well as those that I surround myself with. It just brings in a really good vibe, and it's something that internally I am very familiar with. It's a challenging process to transition your whole self into that being, because there is no right or wrong. There is nothing but openness and understanding and forgiveness, and that's what this world needs. Excuse me. I anticipate, I look forward to that, because it's very rare. I'm a very loving person. I definitely know what it feels like to have love for people and to be disappointed. But at the same time, one thing I learned when I took myself out of the equation of just loving someone and not loving someone due to my emotions, it kind of just it probably it made sense, but then it just like, I really don't feel that way. I'm upset, but I really don't feel that way. So who am I to take things out like that, because another person put it upon themselves to act like idiots. Like, that's that. But as far as what I've put in, definitely always love. So I definitely am now, again, more compassionate and loving towards myself when I'm in that energy, as well as for others. Definitely puts me in a place of not wanting to take things for granted, not reacting as I usually would, really balancing the masculine within me as well as the feminine within me, looking at both aspects, really feeling the masculine as well and having understanding for its nature. Um, and there's a rise, that needs to occur in the masculine to meet the feminine, aspect of self to really, balance everything out. It's so much easier when we can get into that place, and it comes with a lot of great things. It comes with getting to know yourself even more, learning more about yourself. It really does shut down the noise that doesn't benefit. You start to see what you gain when you are an amazing person. It doesn't take a lot out of you. I feel that, my old way of being, where I didn't have any understanding, where I, you know, didn't get into the masculine. That was one way of being, like, okay, it's just the feminine. There is no, masculine aspects, it's just all feminine, but reality, it's not, and I had to learn that through my emotions, how was acting in my, in the past, where I took too much of one part of me, with the feminine, and it was more emotional, was more, just too much of it. It really didn't help the masculine part of me, when I was relating to different issues and how I was presenting myself and how I was acting upon certain things that occurred in my past, So I'm able to, at this time, evaluate myself and say, I need to understand the masculine part. I that is in me. There's something to understand, and so, really observing, the traits, what I see, what I feel, that, as I encounter the masculines, where, they sometimes do get a bad rep, because of their nature, and I feel women as too also have tendencies that can be unbearable, and I don't want to get into that, whole look, but it goes both ways, and we wonder sometimes, like, why would you, you're a, don't you, it's always something that follows behind, feeling some way. But it's so equal, either it's going to be equal in a relationship or it's going to be equal in not a relationship. Like, no one's perfect. Both the masculine and feminine, both have good and bad habits. It's really staying on a healthy frequency, and it's a choice. And I speak of that is because of this time, how I'm reflecting and how I'm analyzing myself as I continue. Like, I really have to take time out of everything that I do every day and really talk to myself, really check in with myself and make sure, all is well. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't need to have another person present to have that conversation with yourself. And I find that everything that I need to know is within me. No one's going to get me out of whatever situation that I'm in. No one's going to, get me going on my business. So there's really a line that I have to draw, like, okay, well, if I really want this for myself and I really want to have more positive aspects about myself, and this is how I want to show up, then I really need to show up. And I was just speaking to my husband the other day, I was like, babe, I know it's one thing talking about something, but it's one thing doing it as well. And everything I spoke to my husband about that I always wanted to do, I actually did it. And no one, pushed me to do it. I did. I have the support of my mother and my father and my husband and my children and those that have been following FMR1, that have been with us since we started. We are truly grateful for that. It gets us even more into a place of being creative. So, not only are we pushing ourselves, but those that do support us, or myself, it's definitely like, more of a push. But I definitely am grateful for this time. And that's how I'm feeling during this period, this time, like with the lunar eclipse. I believe it was the lunar. My gosh, we've been going through so much. Full moons, lunar eclipse. I'm like, I'm sorry, you guys. Like, cosmically, I am just not. I need to get gamed up on that. I definitely do follow a few people that definitely give me some insight what that looks like. But more so, I'm feeling what I'm expressing. As these times come in, when the full moons come in, or these eclipses, I'm just expressing what I feel versus what is to be known of why it's occurring. But I do check the forecast, though, when it comes to that, though, just to kind of be like, okay, this is what's happening. All right, let me go ahead and just feel what it is that's happening and learn from it, or whatever it's trying to bring me at that time, So, yeah, so far so good. It is Tuesday. It is May 17th, so we're not too far from the eclipse. I feel like there's a phase before the eclipse and after the eclipse where you can still feel it. I'm sure that's what's happening as well for me. But so far so good. I did myself and my husband and my children, we did some affirmations during the eclipse. We got together as a family, and we just really gave thanks and expressed our gratitude to the ancestors, to the universe, to the angels, all those good things, that we have in our lives. Just really giving gratitude for the things that we have today, and it was great. It was much needed. We usually do that as a family every so often. It's nice to get together and do that. So I was really grateful for that as well. But as I'm moving away from the eclipse, I'm still feeling this positive frequency. I'm stern. I'm setting boundaries. I'm not gonna set one so high where I can't, meet it. I'm being more realistic. What can I do, and as well as our family, to meet that positive time, and we're doing it. Definitely more understanding to my husband, more patient with my children, even more. I'm here. I'm present. Again, I'm truly grateful. So I wanted to share that, I gained, another project that I have completed, and I'm still going at it, creating my merch. I'm looking forward to making more jewelry right now. Those that don't know, I run a jewelry business as well. FMR1, Feminine Masculine R1. You can check that out at www.fmr1.com. I'm really needing to get out there sometime soon to do some gemstone shopping with my husband. Definitely, we had a connection out here in Georgia. She's very limited though, but her gemstones are awesome. She goes to Arizona. Well, she used to go to Arizona, which I myself and my husband have not yet been out there to experience, but they have gemstone shows. I'm sure anyone tuning in or love gemstones can say Arizona, would probably be a great place to check out when it comes to that. But yeah, it is something that I would like to do with my family and my husband, to go out there and really touch up on those beautiful gems. So yeah, very healing too. But yeah, check out my store, my jewelry store. As well, you can see my husband's work as well on my website. He has a few things too that he's sharing, a few pieces. So yeah, he's doing very well, with his creation. I'm really proud of him. And I look forward to creating more bracelets. But at this time, I'm just going to look forward to finding some more nice, beautiful gemstones and get deep into that and create some masterpieces. And as far as my merch, I'm staying consistent. I'm really trying to push out, as much as I can and stay consistent at least 6 days a week. So yeah, that's one heck of a week, but it's always good. Like, you get lost in when you become creative. When you're really passionate about something, you just get lost into it, and time just doesn't even matter anymore. It's just like, what? Oh, yeah. So far so good. Just really, just really enjoying this time and wanting to look forward to what's to come. So yeah, wanted to just go ahead and express that and check in. I wish everyone a wonderful week. Definitely the weather is picking up over here in Georgia, so I look forward to that. But yes, it was so good to jump on here real quick and conversate. So yes, peace and love. Take care. Bye.